This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. For a free 10-day unlimited trial, visit lynda.com/MacVoices. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. MacVoices is at NAB in Las Vegas. I'm in the Pond5 booth talking to James about what Pond5 is doing that's new this year, as if you need something new to do. Good to see you, James.
Hi, Chuck. Pond5 recently launched the public domain project in which we went down into the Library of Congress and the National Archives and digitized all of their old 35mm prints that they had stored collecting dust in their basement. So we've offered that up on our website for free as a service to our users. We've also recently introduced the digital backlots section of the website, in which we take 3 4K images and merge them together into one 8K 160-degree background plate for people doing their green screen work, and Backlots Plus, which is the complement to Backlots and is the models in front of the green screen, hundreds of different models doing various lifestyle activities to use in combination with backlots.
So let's talk about the backlots a little bit. So these are well, what kind of licensing am I buying with this?
It's the same simple royalty-free non-exclusive license that applies to all the media assets on Pond5. So when you buy it, you can use it as many different times and as many different ways as you like in perpetuity, and so can anyone else who buys it. Also, the contributor maintains the rights.
Okay, so for the average person, what does that mean? Does that mean the contributor can take it, sell it at Pond5, but also sell it elsewhere, right?
Yes, because it's non-exclusive, the contributor can sell that same media to another website, or they can use it in another project. They also reserve the right to take the media off the website if they should so choose, or reprice the media if they feel like they want to adjust their pricing.
But that does not mean they can revoke the license if I've already bought it.
No, they have signed an agreement saying that anyone who downloads that media from our website will have the right to use it in perpetuity. So they can't, if they do decide to pull down the media from the site, anyone who has purchased it still maintains the rights to use it. Yeah.
What kind of pricing are we talking about for the backlot stuff?
The backlots pricing is a little bit higher than our typical HD and 4K footage. You'll see the backlots priced at between $200 and $400 a plate, typically. Of course, it's completely up to the user. The contributor gets to determine the price for all of our media. All of our prices are set by our contributors, so they could price it at $1 or $1,000, but typically they're between $200 and $400 for the backlots.
Which is pretty reasonable given what you're getting and the license you're getting.
Yeah, the fact that it's an 8K image and you can use it as many different ways as you want. Yes, if you're doing a lot of green screen work, that's definitely a good value.
So let's go back to the archive project, which I think is fascinating. I was watching some of it before we started the interview. It gives us a look into another world, another time. And I'm sure that there's all kind of creative things that people can do with this, but they've never had access to it before.
Yeah, it's been sitting in the basement collecting dust at these government facilities, and it's government owned, which means it's publicly owned. So they granted us access. They even provided their staff to mount the 35mm reels onto their projectors, and we digitized it using our equipment. They didn't charge us a dime for it, so it was a great service on the part of the U.S. government in that sense. And you'll see a lot of military, instructional, educational, industrial, science themed clips, typically from the decades between the 30s and the 70s. Largely, and we have 10,000 video assets and an additional about 12,000 still photos and a couple hundred 3D models actually that were government owned in the public domain.
Wow, 3D models back then?
Yeah, I mean, I think these 3D models are probably the more recent of the works. So a lot of, space capsules 3D modeled, and other sort of government transportation devices that are 3D modeled. And those are definitely more recent than most of the footage and audio on the site.
One thing that's up on the loop that surprised me a little bit, there are even some animations, some old-time cartoon kind of things, which I don't know what the government was doing with those, but that's all right.
I'm not sure. They must have licensed those or bought those from the original artist back in the day for some advertising purposes, but they were in the basement, so we decided to convert them.
It's great. I mean, some of the stuff just makes you smile.
Yeah, no, you can get lost in the archive. You can really just explore and scroll around and preview and download, and it's all free. It's a lot of fun.
I know the last time I talked to Pond5, you all were adding a ridiculous amount of material to the library on a weekly basis. What are you up to now, and how quickly is it being added?
So now our collection is up to 3.5 million video clips, and we're adding, I think, between about 10 and 12,000 clips a week. So we're growing fast. I think at NAB last year, I think we had about 2.5 million. So we're trying to put on 1 million clips a year now. So, and it's all of our users submit everything to us. We don't produce any media of our own. So it's really a testament to what a great business model it is that just so many contributors just keep coming to us with all of their content. And that's what we want to be. We want to be the one-stop shop for all media types, for everyone to be able to use with a simple royalty-free license.
And thank you, because the media types, we've been talking up to now about video and maybe some of the 3D, but you do After Effects, you do pretty much everything.
Yep, we have After Effects templates, we have vectors, we have sound effects and music, and the 3D models, still photos, and our biggest concentration, though, is the video. We've always been a video site first, and we've diversified, though, greatly so that we have some of the largest catalogs of 3D effects and music on the web also.
Yeah, the music, I think when I realized you did music, that surprised me, because that was not something I thought about Pond5 for.
Yeah, and that's grown a lot more recently. Our music department is helmed by a couple of experts in the field, and they've got some great contributions in the last year. We're doing our sales and music is skyrocketing, really. So it's our fastest growing section of the site, music and sound effects.
So the website is?
Pond5.com, and the public domain can be pond5.com/free for public domain.
That makes it easy to find it.
Yep, just remember it's free.
James, thanks so much for the time. Good to see you.
Thanks a lot, Chuck.
Folks, we'll have more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.